Hi everyone, my name is Bryan Dosono and I'm excited to be attending CSCW 2020 virtually. Today I'll be presenting a short summary on a paper that's now available for download on the ACM Digital Library. This study is called Decolonizing Tactics as Collective Resilience, Identity Work of AAPI Communities on Reddit. Whenever we do work on race, it's really important to recognize that many of us are in stolen colonized land, and this affects every aspect of what we do and how we live. I'm personally recording this video on Staten Island in New York City, and I'm on the land that was originally populated by the Munsee Lenape people. During my coursework at Syracuse University, I first presented this study on campus as one of my dissertation chapters, and I also want to take this time to acknowledge with respect the Onondaga Nation, firekeepers of the Haudenosaunee Confederacy, the indigenous peoples on whose ancestral lands Syracuse University now stands. Identity work is a process through which people make sense of or reconstruct their identities, and we've been seeing empirical identity work studies within our community. These studies have looked at disadvantaged college students, gender transitions, veteran reintegration. I research emergent properties of collective identity and the work involved in reframing collective identities. Here, I use a case of Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders, or AAPIs, as a proxy for otherwise xenocentric Chi and CSCW scholarship. Reflexively understanding race and ethnicity may bring certain affinities into perspective. I personally identify as a Filipino American and have previously engaged in advocacy work for my community. I live and breathe within a colonized body that grants me certain privileges and denies me of others. Scholarship on race and the internet remains largely Eurocentric in orientation. For those who are unaware, colonization is a process by which a central system of power dominates the surrounding land and its components. It involves the enslavement, rape, genocide, and erasure of indigenous peoples within Asian nations by Western imperialist powers. This is problematic because the colonized are conditioned to believe that they're different and therefore inferior. For this study, I scoped the research questions to understand how sociotechnical systems contour and contribute to the marginalization of fringe communities, and I also wanted to learn how AAPIs are using technology to decolonize their collective identity. Over a span of 3 months, I directly solicited over 118 redditors through direct message. I employed maximum variation sampling to understand the phenomena amongst different groups of people in a variety of contexts. I ultimately interviewed 21 moderators from 13 different API subreddits and employed iterative coding and memoing techniques. Redditors are reclaiming space to confront brigade invasion. One of the common threats that have been reported throughout these interviews was having the Redditors experience a disruption of their identity work discourse online. One of the ways in which they are navigating this and having a tactic to go around this is that they're providing each other with network solidarity in Reddit meetups, which are offline gatherings of Redditors. I'm going to, in the next couple of slides, be presenting audio vignettes directly from the words of my participants.
The peak during the election period, there was a lot of non-Asian men who came into Asian masculinity posing as Asians. These were troll accounts. They were alt-right funded troll accounts, and they were trying to push the Asian American male narrative more towards alt-right nature, right? They were trying to push a little bit more of a red pill philosophy, more of a conservative viewpoint. This weird influx of random people we did not know or who were never part of the community trying to join. We noticed that people were kind of random, non-identified people, kind of fetishized Asian American would try to join the meetups. Let's try and vet them through another process first. And so they have to join this box for kind of chat with us for a little while, and then basically the consensus is depending on the numbers in that area.
In response to dismantling colonial structures that persist online, these Redditors are also actively developing collective resilience and resisting algorithmic hegemony from what they're seeing in their Reddit feed. Identity work matters because sociotechnical systems are used among marginalized communities to decolonize themselves from systemic hegemony. I want to take this time to also acknowledge my advisor, Bryan, Semaan, as well as the different funding agencies and my student collaborators and my peers for providing me with iterative feedback on this work. You can access this slide at bit.ly/ccw2020 and read the full paper in the ACM Digital Library. Thank you for listening, and I'm looking forward to connecting at CSCW.